Hey guys, Sonda here doing another audio commentary. Today I'm going to bring you game 1 between Jangbi and Light. Yeah, and actually Light came off a hot streak of just pretty much dominating Violet. He beat him 2-0 and just really solid games played by him in back-to-back games. So I look forward to him coming out and seeing what he can do. So this is Light, the Terran player, versus Jangbi, the Protoss player. Jangbi, a very strong PvT player, and I'll probably talk about him a lot in his how strong of a PvT player he is, because he's one of my favorite players right under Nora. So if I talk about him in a biased way, I apologize. I'm not a huge Light fan because I haven't really followed him, so yeah, so I apologize if I'm biased. I'm just pre-apologizing, I guess you could say. So yeah, so this is going to be played on Plasma. Plasma, such a cool map, very creative. Whoever made that up is seriously creative, to say the least. Definitely using the left side of his brain, or however that works. Okay, so this will be played on Plasma. Plasma, a 3-person map. The starting positions are 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. And it does look like Light will be spawning in the blue at the 11 o'clock base, the Terran player. And Jangbi will be spawning at 7, the red Protoss player. Matches his red headphones. So yeah, this should be a pretty exciting game. Alright, so who I think will win? I think Jangbi will win if it gets into late game. I feel that Light really needs to avoid late game with Jangbi. Jangbi, a very strong PvT player, probably the best PvT player there is right now. Lucifer's very good at PvT as well, but Lucifer's not as experienced as Jangbi, I feel. So yeah, so I'm basically Light needs to avoid going late game with Jangbi. 83% something, and that's not even much, or that's not even best. Best is even better than that. Best is 86% PvP, I believe. So I don't think he's the best fan unless I have my numbers wrong or he has his numbers wrong. All right, so about this game, I really hope there's no cheese, which it doesn't look like there's going to be. I just really hate to see good players, especially good players I really like, go out to cheese. It's just a big bummer. So you'll hear me complain about that a lot with good players and stuff. So it does look like Light will be blocking himself in very standardly, and that's 2-0 sign. So I think those are Light fans, because Light did beat Violet 2-0, and I have no idea what that's. Oh, that's a ticket. That might be a ticket to get in here, or I don't even know how that works. 8 o'clock, 8:10, so 8:10 at night on 8:18 or whatever. So anyways, both players do look like they will be scouting in the correct position, but neither player will have any luck getting in because Light's blocking himself in, and because Jangbi will probe up his ramp and not let the SCV in. So both players might be up to something tricky, or just not want to let the scout in, probably is more the case. Alright, let's talk a little bit about why I like Jangbi, so then you'll understand why I'm so biased. I first started watching him actually when I saw his pimp replay of when he basically psionic stormed about 30, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say 30, 25 to 30 of Nada's tanks fell to psionic storms, and that's basically probably what made Jangbi start to become a well-known player. It was such a pimp play, and if you can actually go to YouTube and just type in Jangbi vs Nada or Jangbi pimp play, and you'll get like 10 versions of it. You can just watch the 30-second clip it is, or you can watch the whole game, and I'd recommend watching the whole game because then it was a good game as well. So you get to see the great game, and you get to see the pimp play. Probably the pimpest play of all time in my opinion. It was so great. And now the robotics facility is going up for Jangbi. I'm interested to see if he's gonna go for the observatory, or if he's gonna trust his Reaver Micro to Light. Light has went for Starport Wraiths and got that one Wraith to deal with the shuttle in both the games versus Light, and I'm interested to see if that's what he chooses to do here, or if he chooses to do something different. But back to Jangbi for just a little bit. After that, I really started watching his games, and I really am a big fan of PvT, and I say PVT and PVZ and TVZ and TVP a lot. So P means Protoss, T means Terran, and Z means Zerg for those that are like, dude, what are you talking about? Anyway, so Starboard is going up, so we might be seeing Wraiths here. I think we will actually see that one Wraith here. But just back to the Jangbi really quickly before this game gets too exciting. I love PVT, so I really started watching his PVT and started studying it actually and really kind of tried copying him the best I could, and it's because PVT is my best matchup and I'm a big fan of it and I really like it. I just love knowing more about it because it's really enjoyable and it's my favorite to watch. But okay, back to the game here. Before you don't want to hear my biography about Jangbi, I'll get back to the game. So robotic support bay is going up, so Jangbi looks like he will be going to the Reavers, but the Wraith looks like it will be coming out fairly shortly, so it's going to be interesting to see how well Jangbi can avoid this Wraith. If he can't lose, he really doesn't want to lose a shuttle and a Reaver, but either way, he doesn't want to lose just that shuttle, because then the maneuverability of the Reaver goes so down. It's just basically can be a big bummer. So anyways, this should be a very fun game. Okay, yeah, so I'm interested to see what build Light comes out with. I know what build Jangbi will do. He will either do carriers or arbiters late game, and he will just macro up so much that he's just such a macro king. He's just a PVT dominator, I guess you could say. So the Wraith is out, but this Wraith could actually cause a lot of trouble for Jangbi's shuttle. It's going to come down to pure micro from Jangbi trying to keep the shuttle away from this Wraith, and the Wraith is slowly making his way towards it. At the same time as the Reaver is popping out, and Jangbi looks to be picking up this Reaver, and he might be doing something, but here comes the Wraith. Jangbi has to be very quick with this Reaver. Losing the shuttle this early in the game could be actually devastating, and the Wraith coming in, but we'd be forced back because the Goon... Light doesn't want to lose the Wraith, but more importantly, Jangbi really cannot lose that, gosh, I just went blank, that shuttle. Okay, so Jangbi throwing up his Nexus as natural, and the command center being made in the main base. So Light playing it very standard, not going to make it as natural, going to make it his main and float it over. So then it'll take a little longer for Jangbi to scout. And oh my gosh, this shuttle might get picked off. Whoa, this shuttle might get picked off, and this shuttle should not get picked off. And oh my gosh, this Wraith is going in, and oh, beautiful micro. And oh my gosh, Jangbi loses the shuttle and the Reaver. He didn't even have time to drop the Reaver. Absolutely devastating. And already Jangbi's going to find himself behind in this game right here. Wow, that was absolutely horrible for Jangbi. He didn't just lose the shuttle, he lost the shuttle and Reaver. Not even enough time to drop it. Probably because he was on the eggs, as he was over the eggs. So beautiful timing by Light, and I'm gonna try to make it sound like it was Light's good deeds, not Jangbi's bad play, because it was. So yeah, so the command center is going up, so he might, yeah, so he's actually double expanding here. So wow, Light is really going to take this macro lead. He feels if he already did the damage to the Reaver that he can take up the macro game, and maybe he does feel confident late game. I'm not exactly sure how confident these players are, obviously, because I live so far away. I don't really know them, so confidence I don't really know about. But anyways, yeah, let's just talk about Light a little bit. 50% against Terran, that's a strong number. Actually been in a slump recently, though, really slumping, really been having a hard time, but he actually came out and he beat Violet 2-0 in some convincing wins. But really, I feel it was actually an advantage to Light to have to play Violet before he could actually play Jangbi, because it got him warmed up, I guess you could say, but really got him a confidence booster to come out and to win 2-0 against a Protoss player, then go against a good Protoss player. I feel he'd much rather do that than go against Jangbi, or at least I would. I wouldn't just want to come in and play Jangbi straight up. I'd really want a confidence booster. So it looks like there will be a Reaver drop here. He's going to... oh, and that's a dud. Picks off one SCV. Now he's going to try to pick off this missile turret, but he's going to be forced to move back here. And oh my gosh, this Wraith is after the shuttle, and he really can't lose this shuttle. Oh, drops the Reaver that time, but doesn't lose the shuttle. Now he's going to quickly get out of the way of the Wraith. But yeah, as I was saying, if I would ever have to go against Jangbi, I would throw every kind of cheese at him I possibly could think of. Like old cheese, Parmesan, cheddar, I mean everything I could possibly think of. Anyways, so it does look like both, yeah, so very macro heavy opening from Light there. He actually opened up with basically a double expand, and Jangbi going to open up with a double expand. He probably doesn't feel confident quite with a triple expand. He loves to double expand when the Terran fast expands, and that's what he's doing here. So just treating